So one of the key things I think that's very important to go into is, what if mom wants to stay home? A lot of times mom or dad does not want to go into a nursing home. Have you ever been to one? I don't blame them. It's not that fun of a place to be. It's so much more enjoyable to stay home. So how is it possible to get the government to assist your mom or dad at home? Because Medicaid does not pay for long-term care at home. However, there are some options available to mom or dad. Number one is to understand that there is another funded program. There are Title 20 block programs that are available out there. They don't fall under the Medicaid rules, but the rules are kind of similar. And it's kind of important to understand the distinctions between these programs, because the requirements I'm going to talk about are mostly for Medicaid, not for these grant programs. And so if that's the case, you got to understand that when I say, oh, you can use a qualified income trust, well, grant programs don't allow the use of a qualified income trust because it didn't fall under the 1993 Omnibus Act. And so now that's confusing stuff. I don't want to get into it, but the important thing to understand is there are different programs out there to stay home because the government wants you to stay home. But the one that does the most for mom and dad is going to be Medicaid. Now, I've talked repeatedly about the Medicaid waiver programs that waives the requirement to be in a nursing home, but there's a key thing. There's a waiting list. That's the dirty secret. You have to get on a waiting list, and sometimes they're very long. Last time I called, I was told 9 months, but yet when my client went through the process, it only took about 3 months to get qualified. I don't know if this was some special thing, but it was a very quick way that she got on to the waiver program, was able to stay home and get some in-home care. Now, the waiver programs pay for everything that a nursing home would pay for. I mean, they will assist your mother or father in every capacity if he or she is able to get on it. The other thing I wanted to talk to you a little bit about is, well, what if mom and dad want to stay home, but they can't really wait 9 months? Well, there's a way that you can go and putting mom and dad in, and there's a rule called Medicaid, the money paid for Medicaid, it follows the patient. So you get them on, you get them into a nursing home, and then once they're granted Medicaid, you can move them out and move them home. If that's the case, there's a program for that. And so I want you to understand that there's a way to do that. However, that's a very complicated procedure. You'll get the assistance of the nursing home to do this for you if you ever decide that it's the tactic you want to use. But I want you to be aware, there's a way to jump up in the line if mom and dad have run out of money. They should be in a nursing home, but there's a possibility that they could still stay home. It might require moving into a nursing home and understanding that, this could take up to 4 months to get this program to work right. And if that's the case, then moving mom or dad back home later on. But that's an option available. The other things are assisted living facilities and getting waiver programs to pay for that. There are some assisted livings that are covered by Medicaid, and I'll put a link below on this to kind of give you a link to find out if an assisted living facility in your area will take Medicaid. Now, it usually is a memory care unit for someone that has mental incapacities, but it might be possible. Some of the other options available are smaller community homes. And I put a little discussion below about that, but those are things you should talk to your elder law attorney about. They get a little bit complicated, and this video does not have enough time to go into each individual program by itself.